Hello from our Minnesota farm. Thought I'd give you a video of a wintry day here in Minnesota. We had a snowstorm roll through. I don't know how many inches the snow had dropped. It wasn't too bad, simply because it's so heavy that it's just been kind of packing down. We had a good inch of rain or more before this snow, which is a little bit unusual in December. It isn't that it hasn't happened before, but once in a while that takes place. So if it wouldn't have been for the rain, and that would have been all snow, we would have been up to our waist in snow here. And I don't have any calves this year, so I don't have any calves to feed, but I do have to go out there and feed the horses first. So that's what I'll take off and we'll do first. Of course, we gotta let our golden retriever out, and it does its thing. Right, Biscuit? How do you like the wintry day? Actually, the dog kind of likes the wintry days. She has fun in it. She likes to roll in it and take a nice snow bath in it. So she's all happy. Yes, you are, aren't you? As you can see, horses are waiting for me to come. Waiting for their food. Hi, Butch. Hi, buddy. How you doing there, huh? I'm coming to the rescue. We'll get you some hay. They're Norwegian Fjord, so they actually kind of like the winter. It's their element. And so as you can see, they got lots of snow on them because their insulation is so thick that it doesn't melt. It just kind of stays on them until they roll around. They like to roll on their backs, and that finally takes the snow off. How's you doing? Waiting for your hay. I don't have a lot of livestock. Even when I have calves, you don't have a lot of calves, so I just have a round baler. And for feeding the horses, I just take the hay off the round bale with a fork like this and carry it out to them. What I got for them is to feed them in is this hay feeder that I built. Yeah, you like your hay, don't you? I built this hay feeder because it's, as you can see, it's up off the ground. So even if it rains or if it snows, it always stays up, and very little wasted. Basically, I'd say at least 99.5% of it is eaten. Probably more than that, because it stays nice up here, and they just eat it through the wire here. It helps kind of slow them down a little bit too, so they don't eat so fast. But they really handle that. Horses have really agile lips there, and so they, as you can see, they can just kind of pull that hay right through there when they're eating. Yeah, you're pretty efficient critters, aren't you? Their natural habitat, when they came from Norway in the mountains, they dig through 2-3 feet of snow right down to the grass and eat grass like that all winter long. So they're very versatile as far as survival goes, and very hardy animal. So it's just really fun having these horses. They're good workers, as you've seen from other videos. Like anything else, they got a mind of their own, and which I think makes them kind of interesting. As you can see, I don't have any calves this winter in the barn here. I only have them every other year because I raise them as baby calves, and it usually takes about 16 months to get them to a fat weight, and then we eat one and sell the rest. And so this winter I went and put all my round bales in here. I got that little Massey tractor I have in another video there. That's how I get the bales in here. Works really well, but keeps the bales nice and dry, good shape. I got way more bales than what I need, but that's the way you like it. You want to make sure you have plenty of feed on hand for animals. However, if I'm going to have baby calves, which I'll usually get in like the end of February, beginning of March, I'm going to have to move some of this hay out of here in order to make that work. So I may end up having to sell some because there's no way I'm ever going to feed all this hay this year. And the next project is, of course, is moving out the snow. So after I'm done feeding the horses, I'll come in to the shed here. I got a few different ways of removing snow. Of course, the main one is I have my tractor with the loader, and I put a large snow bucket on it in the wintertime. And one of the reasons why I have a snow bucket is because my snowblower, its skids are so thick that I can't get the snow off right to the ground. As you can see, if I take a close up here, there's a gap I can actually put my finger through. And that's because the skids are so thick on that blower. So then what I'll do is I'll blow the snow off, and then I'll come back, and where we drive, I'll just use the snow bucket and scrape it down just that extra inch or so, and then it doesn't build up with ice so bad on the driveway, and then you're always spinning and so forth, especially when the UPS man comes or the FedEx man comes. The other way I have is I have this blade, which I really like. It was through AgriCover, and that blade works really good on the gator. It's rubber all the way along the bottom, so it doesn't take off all your gravel and so forth. It does pretty good. It takes a few rocks, but not bad at all. And then in the wintertime, I put the windshield on here, and that helps block the wind. Some of the little fancier ones nowadays, they'll have a whole cab. They even have heaters in them and stuff. However, they cost the price of a small pickup, really. And this one, it wasn't anywhere near that. Plus, this thing is at least 10 years old or more. So this was bought quite a while back before inflation really kicks in. But that really works nice. Now, if I had just a moderate snowstorm, I would do that. However, right outside the door here, I got a drift that's about 4 feet deep right now. And that's too much for the gator in this plow. So I went ahead and I put this on a timer last night, and so it started heating automatically early in the morning, and so the motor should be warmed up now, and I can go ahead and start her up and get going on pushing some snow. Okay, I ran out of power on the camera yesterday, but I'm back at it blowing again today because the winds are still up to 30 miles an hour, and it's starting to drift closed again. Plus, I didn't even bother blowing it all out, just enough so that we could get out. Today I'm back blowing a little bit more. Show you the tractor here that I'm using. It's got a snail gear in it, which really is nice. It works with all the power shifts, all the gears in the power shift. And I'll show you how that works. Okay, I put on the snail gear, start up the blower here, speed her up, and you'll see how slow this thing can actually go. It goes to the can't hardly even see the tractor moving, it's so slow. But the snow is so deep right here that this works pretty good. And like I say, all gears, so I can shift into another gear here on the go, and another gear. There's very little difference between the gears. You can really fine tune it, what you need. And when you get into some really deep drifts, boy, is that nice. I used to use the loader a lot more before I had this tractor with the snail gear in it. Just because you'd always be running the clutch all the time in the tractor. Here you don't have to do that. Just so much easier on everything. You're not pulling the motor way down. Okay, now it's starting to pull heavier, so I just shift down. Keep it going. This is really hard drift here. Now I'll show you how I use my snow bucket. Did some blowing in certain areas. I like to blow. Other areas I like to push the snow, especially like here along the shed. If you're trying to blow, especially with that wind coming around the shed, you can't hardly see a thing what you're doing. And here it just scrapes it real nice. That's one thing I like about the snow bucket. You can scrape it right down to the ground. So I'll take a swat here. And I'll show you how I do that. One thing about using the snow bucket, it is pretty fast, and a nice thing also is they hold a lot compared to the factory loaders that come with them. Nice thing about power shift, you don't have to do any clutching. And that's about what a person has to do to survive a Minnesota winter here on the farm. So thanks for joining us once again here at our Minnesota farm.